He's come up from the Colts. Colin Murphy, Jackson Carrington's on the wing. Liam McBride's playing centre. Jaden Ford's playing second 5'8". Jamal Ware's playing on the other wing. He's back from injury. Adam Smith is 10. He played fullback last week. Brody Lilly's good former halfback. Kalen Boshier, it's good to have him back, eh?
Yep.
Billy, good to have him back, having a run. Michael Loft's playing really well, so we hope to see some more. Gabe Lauderdale Smith, he's a good player. Thomas McElroy has hit form too. Dean Stewart played well last week, so we hope all these guys are going to go all right. Tony Burkett and Caleb Mawson and Victor Beach do the front row. And their front row's improved from every week. It's improving, I think, Okay, the Southern Premiers are Kyle Wilson, Todd Curtis, Jacob Northcott. So that's the front row. Brad Saxton is number 4. Regan Livingston's number 5. Tobias Stark's number 6. Oh, yeah, sorry. Daniel, I shouldn't have to talk too much, shouldn't I? Daniel Peretti, Josh Sanford as Daniel Peretti, number 8, Josh Sanford, number 9, Brett Lenders, number 10, Caleb.
Start when when the ref blows whistle.
11, Cody McGrath is 12, Jackson Omra, he's pretty well known as captain. He's centre.
Here we go, boys!
Luke Tetner, number 15, and Joe Taylor is number 15. I'm not going through the reserves because they've got the innings of young.
That's fair enough, Bruce. We welcome everyone to Rogeltown Park. So Bruce Sutton running through the teams, and we've had Southern kick. Quite a good kick actually just outside the Old Boys 22. Old Boys retain possession. And then we tip over the top, which is touched. Great play by the Old Boys number 11. Jumped up with 2 hands and took it cleanly. And here's Kalen Boshi for his first carry. Great carry. Little bit of footwork. And charges into the Southern fullback.
Lost
Showing a bit of courage there, Bruce. I mean, you got to go 100 kg running pretty well now,
Actually, I thought it didn't go for it, to be honest. But yeah, the referee was there. So.
Yeah, I think it was one of those.
I'm a bit one-eyed.
We're going to watch that today with today's commentary. So we've got overcast at Rogeltown Park and Old Boys playing into the wind. The fact that Southern had the kick means that Old Boys won the toss and have chosen not to play the elements. And we go roll into our first scrum of the day. And that one goes straight to ground. So it's going to be a pretty good contest up front, Bruce.
Yeah.
Could be 2 evenly matched.
Yeah. We've evidently they've improved a lot because they must have done well to get spots with last week. It was a really big pack, so they would have had to work hard to hold their scrum. So hopefully they'll scrum well today, the Old Boys.
Well, they certainly look determined. They've got good structure and some pretty big, beefy boys. So there's a lot of weight being generated. That's a pretty good match for the Old Boys. Puts the ball away, cut out pass out to the centre, double cut pass, beautiful pass actually up to the winger. And he goes up over the halfway line, kicks the head. And
looks like it's going to go too far.
I went too far. And oh man, I see Keemel. We've got Jamal Ware. Unfortunately, no support besides that he's quick enough to run out under his pace. But he had the opportunity to force it and go to the 22. And welcome to senior rugby, because if you're going to do those sort of things, you get it done like a dog's done it.
I'm surprised he did. I'm surprised he did that. Did he think it came off somebody or something? It didn't, did it? No.
No, I think what he felt, Bruce, is that there was a counter-attacking opportunity. I've got no support plays. And the other people that couldn't believe it was his tight 5.
Yeah, well, I think even the backs. Actually, I was a bit worried myself.
And the coach behind the goal line.
Really a gift try, unfortunately, to Southern there. And we don't want to diss the player for showing a wee bit of imagination, but you'd have to say that the release pass, particularly from the Southern centre, and it was Jackson Orman, so pretty experienced guy.
Yeah.
But man, what a lovely pass down
Well,
to that
it was a
weekend
good
wing.
move. Yeah, they made a bit of space outside, so I hope we can drop it. But we got there, which was a big thing, and made them kick. So
It was a good long kick up from Old Boys, and
I think Jamal's trying to rectify.
yeah, absolutely goes in hard and a bit of line speed. Good to see Cullen Boschia strong up off the line. Good carry though from the Southern number 8, strong carry, and takes the ball outside the 22, so the kick option's gone. Pretty average tackle here. So Southern bring the ball back to the forwards. Big prop looks for a tip play, not on, so a reset. They'll stay outside that 22. Yeah, great pass. Tremendous pass from the first five. Sets the winger.
Good tackle by Brady getting across.
Yeah, it was
Put him
actually.
down, put him down.
Yeah.
Needed to.
But you'd have to say, Bruce
They're looking
Southern's
pretty lively.
They
Yeah.
certainly are. You know, the hooker, once again, a good carry.
Over the ball. No. Old was over the ball, but
Good clean out there from Southern to keep the continuity going. Up to about 7 phases at the moment. They've edged the way down to halfway. And the halfback's directing play, saying to the big guys, hey, you're going to have to carry. And they just get themselves reset. So they're just catching. Yeah, it was a good tackle. Give him a note from the first 5 4 and he's got space that time. Obviously, did have a lot of players in support. They've gone for territory. And the Southern. Hunter at 10 really summed it up.
Yeah,
It was a
he
great
did.
kick.
It was a
Jake.
big kick, yeah.
So probably just a wee bit unsettled at the moment, old boys. There is a wee bit of wind, but probably didn't need to kick it back to Southern.
First
They had
minute,
none of
looks
this.
like.
It's a nice throw that it's a carry through and a miss by the old boys number 8, but a knock on by Southern. The referee saying knock on both ways.
First one come from us off
Boschia off the line out. Man, looks like Southern's turned up to play.
Disappointing. No. That always be right when you see it, man. You've got a few new key positions. You know, it was a bit of a change, so hopefully.
Yeah, that's a good split actually. Power of fullbacks out on the left-hand side. It certainly is, and the hook, number 8 takes that, and so he's got me to halfback. Straight out the first one. He looks lovely, man. Not totally easy. So the playmaker is Brent Anders, and he just stepped through there like there was no defenders. Fairness to the old boys loose forwards, the scrum screwed quite badly.
Brody another dive with his ankles and missed him, but we couldn't get the scrum was going back, so we couldn't get anybody else out. And everybody else had the were on their markers, you know. First, second, third. Yes, well, not a good start, one could say for old boys, but
No, a great start for Southern, and they jumped to what will be a 14-point lead, and really just off 2 plays. One a silly play from Old Boys trying to run it from under the post, and the second a poor clearing kick. Gifted the ball back to Southern, and they knocked it into touch. Old Boys couldn't throw the ball in to their man, lost the ball, good attacking scrum, and number 10 said thanks very much. So they haven't had to play too much rugby, Southern, but they are looking lively. There's no two ways about that.
we'll see how we go.
And it's a great kick-off from their height. Chase too. Yeah, very good chase. That's a good hit. Yep, it drives them back. There's a crack at the ball. So this is more like it from Old Boys. They're putting Southern inside the 22. Once again, a good carry by the Southern number 8. Looks quite rugged. The first 5 is definitely a step up. And they run it. He's not looking away. So he's probably
First line back's going to suck about 3 times now.
there's no backs out there. Good tackle. And now Old Boys are saying, okay, you've got to start tackling around the legs, so they go. So Southern, they've got the certainly got the wood on Old Boys at the moment, and a lot of the players from the exciting number 10, Brett Landis.
Yeah, he's cut through.
Yeah, he cut through, really good run, but he didn't look to his left, because if he had, he would have seen Jackson Orman, and that would have been a draw, the Old Boys fullback, and probably put Orman, who's got good speed. I would say that would have been a 50-metre try.
Here's a much better run. Good charge down, but
good pressure by Southern actually. So Old Boys started in, and we're saying to number 7, let's carry ourselves out of here. They're right on the 22 at the moment. We're taking the ball over outside the 22, so it'll be a limited kick. And they've just kicked like a midfield bomb, and Southern are going to say thanks very much. Zip down this left-hand side. Number 11 looks a big strong leg. Yeah, good attacking, counter-attacking drive here by Brody Lilly. Yeah, not the biggest part of doing that, but well done. A good pop up. Might have been a 100 forward pass there, but the referee didn't pick it up. But once again, Southern just looking pretty. Yeah, all under control. And, they've done that a couple of times, Old Boys. They just haven't looked for players. There's not the awareness of where the players are in space, and they're just taking off.
Get there, Old Boys, get there!
So good pressure up the middle of the park, but advantage stays with Southern. It's a completely unstructured game at the moment, that's for sure.
Something that was surprising, didn't have anybody back there then.
Good tackle. We've probably got to be more line. Man, that's a complete nutter here.
Well, I think got him on the shoulders, but no, it wasn't.
No, definitely head high. And the Old Boys player, Lucky's probably just giving it a bit of a warning there. So we'll go here at Vogeltown Park. We've had about 13 minutes of rugby and a point a minute at the moment for Southern, and they're going to kick deep with the wind, and they'll be looking to pin Old Boys down inside their 22. Billy?
Time, mate. I'll show you.
I think something must be up for this one because of they had a good win last week, and they're obviously reasonably confident. So,
Big collision there. Wardell Smith went back to clean up. Did a pretty good job actually hanging on to the ball, so Old Boys get a chance, but just so slow at the moment. Southern jumped offside, but that's 2 charge downs. So yeah, agreed 200%, Bruce. Southern have turned up ready to play, and Old Boys are looking a wee bit lethargic, and a bit shell-shocked, I'd say, by the accuracy and the speed of the Southern attack.
I don't think we've had a first 5 8 run through like that, since we've been, although we haven't played so well in some games, but their 5 8 has come us up 2 or 3 times, so
He certainly has, and he looks a really willing runner. He's quick. So good line out win actually from Old Boys. They move the ball straight into Bosher. He charges up and just makes the tackle line, and then Old Boys reload. Good wraparound play by the 7. They go again in the outside. And good set there. The Williams done a great job though, and he's put his foot into touch. So good aggressive play there actually. And the Hara winger, or the Southern winger, the number 11, he did a good job there actually.
The referee didn't penalise because he actually got the ball back on his side, so I mean, that's when he got it back and played up. I mean, he could have penalised him if he hadn't got it. He could have penalised Old Boys for hanging on.
True, yep, and he put his foot into touch, and that's why it's Old Boys 4 on the 10-yard line, and I think Old Boys will be just looking to settle things down a wee bit actually. And that's a great take, great throw, good play, good pop pass there, straight in, good clean out, tremendous clean out actually.
We've got an overlap over here.
Yeah. And inside ball again to the Old Boys number 7. He runs pretty well. And not a lot on there, so the 75 just got to put his head down and say, right, we have a bit of a charge. Inside ball there.
Outside!
There's more like it from Old Boys, getting a bit of continuity now. This is ruck number 4. And good ball for
After the ball.
yeah. Good carry by the lock, he gets tipped up. And good clean actually, direct clean there from the Old Boys. They've got numbers out on the right. They can
Slow
the
ball
right
over
up.
there. Southern guys lying on the back of the ruck. So, slightly forward,
Yeah,
but
good
got
actually,
away with it.
yeah,
Got
that's
away
okay,
with it.
good transfer. Yeah. And Southern are pretty active at the second phase at the moment. They're making Old Boys work really hard with the ball. Caleb Mawson does what he does best. He puts his head down and says, right, it's our target. Simple as that.
Yeah, Brian's made a good little ball. He's been running sharply since I think he's just got over his injury and he's starting to run really well. Penalty. Offside.
Yeah.
Offside the Southern. Yep.
So quite a good build-up. They didn't make a lot of territory, Old Boys, but they're showing a bit of continuity, and they are
made a
playing
good
into
break.
quite
We probably Liam probably you would have been hoping something got to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, Bruce. You know, he was inside and outside there. Good cover defence from the Southern halfback, Josh Sanford, who might have actually had a couple of games for Old Boys a few years ago in the under-20 grade.
Yeah, that's right. He was too.
And
He was pretty confident sort of a guy, wasn't he?
and then a mistake from the next phase. Old Boys dropping the ball, but the referee said,
Right,
hey,
on
you
the
guys-
here. Old Boys driving.
Yeah, the Old Boys forwards are talking about and it was definitely a lost forward. So Southern are pretty happy because Old Boys went from their penalty. They took a nice line out and then they had good shape for the drive, and then lost control of it, and then give Southern the opportunity to clear from inside the 22. A really good opening exchange, man. There's been a bit of rugby played. So Old Boys just getting into their work now. Yeah, good defence here.
Coming out first 5-8 from Adam.
And that's a great match play.
Pretty handy beat too, the first 5-8.
No, definitely the first 5, yeah. It was quite a good exit play actually. They went left from the scrum. Bruce gave it to the second 5, he had a charge. The Old Boys number 10, Adam Smith, first year of senior rugby, he came up and a good tackle but a good recycle, and what they did is just opened up some space on the right hand side. That's been the way.
Carrying it well.
It's a real dogfight, those legs, isn't it? Yeah, probably no clear release in fairness to Old Boys. They had control of the ball.
Yeah.
But the Southern player came in hard and kind of took the space.
I thought he fell over the ball, stopped from coming out, so the referee read it, I wasn't quite sure. He didn't want to bag him because breaking into half the referee.
Complete nightmare nowadays, particularly with players encouraged to slow the ball down. And Power are definitely committing. We've got the tackler plus 2 players going into the second phase. They're going in really hard. So Old Boys aren't getting easy ball, and they're certainly not getting fast ball. And that's reflected in how much time and space the backs have got. And you'd have to say, it's looked a wee bit untidy, Bruce.
It has, yeah. I think probably just slightly on top of the breakdown. You know, like years, but hopefully it's come right. Yeah.
It's been an unforced error by Old Boys in this throw. Going down the back of the line out to Dean Stewart. He wasn't able to catch it. Right, that's more like it. There's a bit of pressure on the first five. And you'd have to say number 14 was well out until he passed the ball back in. The referee's picked up the pass. Yeah. It was actually a good play by the Southern hooker there, Todd Curtis. It was him who did the backward flip to one of the support players, and the guy couldn't quite control it, and the Old Boys player Liam McBride he had an intercept and he bundled it forward, so the referee said, well, I've got 2 knock-ons, nothing happening, so let's go to scrum.
Here we go, come on!
So Old Boys finally get themselves organised, and the scrum goes down on the left-hand side here. Right, 2 really good packs. We've got Wilson, Curtis and Northcote for Southern. Up against Burkett, Mawson and Victor Beach. He hasn't had a lot of rugby at this level, but for a young guy he's doing extremely well because the Southern guys look about 40.
Yeah.
To our guys that look about 15.
They all look young to me.
Okay, so resetting the scrum, Brody really to feed the scrum. It's a good hit by Southern actually, and they definitely.
It was good work by Kelly.
Great play there, love it getting away. He's aggressive man. Offload. And how have these players been able to punch that far inside 5 minutes? Ball given back. It's going to be a big charge here. Mawson, good carry. Loose head prop from Southern. Good tackle, just grabs his leg and hangs on. You've got numbers here.
Out there.
Yep. There's nothing on, and quite rightly, Leonard Rides coming back across the play. Yep. He's got a straight
space over here.
Yep. Southern are tearing into it, and they've got numbers again if they can move it. They're just taking their time. Old Boys are saying no, let's get a bit more structure. Yeah, the referee's saying, hey, it's a double offence. And players jumping offside at the first ruck and then players jumping offside at the second ruck. But man, that's the rugby people come along to watch for us, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
And that was great play down this left-hand side. Brody Lilly, 3 defenders coming on him. He fended 2 and bounced the last, and then gave the ball back to Lauderdale Smith, who then flicked it on to the number 8, the big charging number 8. So Caelan Boschia did really well going down that left-hand side. He was probably only 2 or 3 metres out from the try line, and then of course because it had come from the scrum, there was hardly any backs able to support the break. And Southern, to their credit, they were able to scramble their way back and keep Old Boys out. Oh, geez. So they're going to pop down the line.
Probably it's a good way to get them to. It's good, give them more room on the other side of the field, though, by going to the blind like that.
Yeah, it's a good point actually. You had to sort of do a round the back pass, and then it was quite a deep play, so they didn't make a lot of ground. They're still about where the scrum is.
Oh.
And the Southern players just stepped over the ruck. Lilly, I don't know, mate. Lilly had his hands on the ball, so the referee said that's fair game.
Oh, nice play. Oh, lovely break by Adam.
Good pick and go. He's over the line, but he's on his back. And can they recycle the ball? And Old Boys are working pretty hard actually. They've got big numbers here on the left. The backs absolutely screaming for the ball. The forwards are saying no, we'll keep running this way. Big Dean Stewart has a charge. Yeah, good hands,
Well
great
picked up,
hands.
well
Yep,
picked up.
15.
Geez, he was under pressure there, but he missed that. That could have been away. There was nobody in behind him. He did well. Come on, boys. They're pretty determined to get a try after that. They're going to have a shot now. They're probably wrong, no? They are. They're going to scrum.
Yeah, another scrum here. Desperate defence from Southern.
So they're not back in their line yet. Yeah. Probably where they are in the field is probably a good place to attack though. They've got a big blind.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're only 5 or 6 metres out, so no advantage going to a line out. Last line out was a missed throw. Even though Southern have probably got the widow on them at the moment, because they've screwed the last 3 scrums. There's a big blind side.
Boshi did really well at number 8 here, getting the ball away. I thought, because he was going back, absolutely flicked it round.
Yeah. And I think if you're a betting man, Bruce, you'd just say, Boshi, why don't you have a charge if you get some decent ball?
Picked up though.
Picked up by the old boys blindside flanker, and was able to recycle the ball. But old boys lost about 8 or 9 metres on the play so far.
Pressure from the back of the scrum. We're getting it back a lot.
Good charging run there by Mawson. And good call from the fullback. Good short ball. And they punch up. Not a lot on down here, but old boys say, hey, let's have a look. Just right tight. And Mawson recycles quickly. Good clean out, actually. Great clean out there from old boys. Helps out. And they've got numbers this time. They're rubbing them through. Number 12 has a real, number 13 sorry, today has a real dab at the line. And they've got numbers here. If they can transfer it out, they've got their open side fluid
tackle by that son, put the prop on the ground.
Yeah, inside ball.
Good inside ball. So we're struggling to get them over that. Probably that's the way to go, through the guts at the moment, because those sort of old boys are struggling to get over that. They're making their tackles.
Southern are making the tackles, and look at a tackle like that, a good driving tackle. He's able to fuck the ball out to McBride though, and he does it well.
Oh, Jesus.
You'd have to say he's coming in from the side here.
Big trouble, but no, he's let it go.
Talk off.
Good tip play there.
What was he trying everything? Yes, he haven't managed to get through yet.
Yeah, no, it's good continuity.
Southern defence is really good.
Oh, Southern defence is outstanding at the moment. Jamal Weir unfortunately with the error, took an offload off the old boys number 6 and tried to do a slip pass, but wasn't on because he was running against 2 defenders. But yeah, Southern are looking quite composed on defence at the moment. And old boys a wee bit of sideways crawl, but they've certainly cranked up the pressure on Southern.
Yeah, they certainly will. So hopefully they'll get a gap settled. One would hope. But anyway.
So it'll be interesting to see what exit play Southern go through here. They've got their centre. They're going 8-9, and the 9 saying thanks very much. And probably we got lucky for old boys that the ball came off the side of his foot.
The scrum still looking a lot better than they did at the start when you thought the Southern scrum was we pushed them in the first game. Obviously pushed them in the first game, everyone seemed to come back together.
Oh, absolutely. Bruce Southern have actually disrupted all of old boys' rules so far. Just that sort of messy play at the moment, it's really disruptive. Old boys are having to work really hard.
Jamal did well to hit that ball.
Yeah, and then you're saying once again the way too, we'll be able to take the tackle, just reset. And it's a dogfight out there in the second phase.
He's under pressure from that area. I think the referee knows his arm outside. Good run. Good run by him.
Tackling. It's probably somebody who knows how to answer that. Jumped up again. It's a big play there. The number 10 though is not looking great for obviously he's just ahead of him knocking that tackle there. So he definitely got hit on the head there. He got caught the other defender's knee on the way through.
Tackle ball off the head.
Let's go!
Could have been a kick out here, but
Oh, it was an absolute
yeah.
I don't think he one-eyed in that situation because I think the referee missed a couple of offsides and one obvious penalty at the breakdown there. So yeah, technically I'm not really sure. Old boys are saying, hey, let's get some position. And the rain's starting to drift in. It's not easy conditions. And at the moment it's summing up Old Boys' game. There's the Hara guy, there's an unlikely kick and the wind, you can pick up a bit of wind and drift it in the touch.
I hope young first go way too right because he's but I think
He hasn't gone into the forwards, he knows his position. So. Yeah. And the good thing nowadays is all concussions are a real blight on the game. You have to say the awareness of it from those fellow players and the coaching staff. So he should be fine. So Old Boys defeated the line out. And Mawson hasn't had a lot of luck so far on that far side of the paddock. So it must be more wind than we realised. Good, well won by Stuart at the back of the line. And there's number 6, Old Boys number 6, going to charge up. He gets hit hard in the tackle and loses control of the ball. So Southern are doing the high fives, as they should, because they've just picked up the scrum feed.
ball must be a bit slippery now. Yeah. Just with the rain and that. Sort of got hit and lost the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. It was two big guys charging the tackle. I think nowadays, if you don't do some footwork pre-tackle, you're asking for trouble. And it's a lesson that rugby players learn pretty quickly because it hurts. It's a good feed. The scrum's going down, but the referee's saying, hey, the ball's still there to clear. And here's this first fight, but he just sort of drifts ghosts into space. And the halfback decides, hey, we'll go the other way. The forwards are yelling for the ball. Good line speed from Old Boys though. And good little dodgy step there from the Hara number 8 and starts swimming
through
down
the line. When they get through the line, they're looking pretty dangerous.
It's just charging rugby at the moment from Southern, but they've got enough control. Having said that, there's 2 knock-ons, and Boshi picks it up and passes it to the Southern player.
Okay, comes back on side.
Yeah, he's probably clever enough to call for the ball, but it's a pity it actually didn't go to the Old Boys back line then. They definitely had a 5-on-3 down this left-hand side.
Boshi's only been able to play after them the team, isn't he? Which is disappointing. He's been playing quite well.
Well, you'd hope he's going to play well today. Bruce has just come back from New Zealand 20s, obviously in Australia, so he's fit as a fiddle. But he'll be down for 40 minutes, and it looks like he's enjoying himself at the moment, that's for sure. So it'll be interesting what Old Boys do here. The back's lined up to the left. I kind of think that a blindside move, if they can do more control up front and not allow Southern to screw the scrum, there's probably a good opportunity for a short side move with a half back. And Lily's already proven that he can, if you give him half a gap, he's gone.
Yeah. I don't think Huston will go over this watch. Where the scrum's going to get to, they'll probably screw it away from the side.
The referee says, hey, I've given you 2 opportunities to scrum properly, Southern, and you've chosen not to take either of them, so you're going to provide Old Boys with a kicking opportunity to pin Southern inside, hopefully their 22,
That's a good number. Made sure it went out that time.
Yeah, certainly did. Yeah, and I think without being too tough on the players, there is actually more wind out there than you allow. It's a bright sunny day and the warmth has come in, but
when the rain comes in, it's definitely going towards the obvious team.
Yeah, definitely favouring Sunshine. No two ways about it. Oh, nice pass, great pass, and another one out to McBride. There's a quick and off the mode though. That's the mistake. It's a mistake that old boys have made. The ball was kicked out on the full. The player took it back in the twin through, and the referee said, "Okay, well, no advantage to Southern. Let's go back to the scrum." So the game started off like 90 miles an hour, 14 points in about 11 minutes. And both teams are kind of settling around more to the grind now.
Hello? Hey,
I think someone might be trying to slow the game down a wee bit, although they've got the advantage of the weather. Some of these players are behind a wee bit now. They've of course a top replacement. You can see how he adjusts the speed of the game. Sorry, guys. That's a much better scrum from old boys. Yeah, straight on the I don't think what he actually hunted the winger down there. It probably wasn't his tackle because he had a player on the inside or the outside, but he's been after him hard and straight back on the street. And over the ball.
I've always been attacking in the last 10 years or so. I feel that they keep on doing it. They must get a try sooner or later if they look after the ball just a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Going for a drive off both Southern players are sort of coming over the top trying to get through it. The number 8 man, he was all over the side. Tussle. That was a great try. You know, just watching the tussle, it was still up front, at the front of that, or the back of that ball. Southern number 8, he thought he forced his way through. He Daniel Peretti, and Oshie didn't like him coming over the top of his head. But what that enabled, there was so much focus on the forwards that they didn't have the inside defence, and allowed the old boys.
Lunny took the gap.
Yeah, Lunny took the gap, absolutely. It was a lovely ball.
7 points back for old boys.
We've got Liam McBride adds the extra points, so 14-7. 36 minutes running pace, about 4 minutes to go. So yeah, it was good, well done, old boys.
Yeah, it was.
They hung it out.
Persevered,
They won it. Had about 15 minutes. I was wondering what they were trying to achieve because they were just watching the play. That time they went to a good set play, really structured drive, and as we said earlier, Lily's very, very good at taking the gap. He's got good acceleration, good off-road skills.
Strong up the top
That was halfway there. The old boy's number 7, he called it early, went up for the ball, went up strong, went for the ball, Michael Loft. And then the old boy's number 12, Jaden Ford, he sort of snuck in behind him, took out the player, the Southern player who was going to contest the ball in the air. And the referee said, well, you can't do that, mate, it's blocking. You're right.
He sort of caught the ball earlier right when he caught the ball.
I think you might have been in fairness, Bruce. We'll take off that iPad at half time.
I don't think he will.
And the referee said it's not American football, mate. You can't be doing that in rugby. guy kicks as good as he runs. Could be 3 points. Well, he's only hit the kick 2 from out the front at the moment. It's interesting, he just hasn't been in the game, has he?
Well,
The Bandits always have had a good line share of position. And he really need goal. He's got on the board, it's the 38th minute. And
took the ball well too.
Absolutely, he's just done this for a bunch. It's a very hushed Robertown Park for the kick. No problem, straight down the middle. So Southern able to extend your lead. They jumped to 17-7, a good 10-point lead. And quite frankly, one that's well deserved.
Go Cricket! Go Cricket! Get up, CJ! Come on, go
Great kickoff by Adam Smith. They really get some height into that. And good tackle by number 6, Lauderdale Smith. Yeah, good clean up from Southern. And a good race to number 8. And he must have played a little bit of leg, this guy, because he actually carries the ball really well. He's looking for an offload. They've taken it outside. Oh, yeah, well done. First 5 years, a mismatch here. Good cover to him, cover tackle. And the big number 12 says, hey, listen, got space out on that left wing. Kick across to him. And the referee...
First block.
No, he's an absolute talent. He looks like a natural sevens player, Bruce. You know, he just reads space well, and obviously got that key player asset that everyone needs, and that's the thing called speed.
Yeah, that's good on the speed.
So entertaining half here at Vogeltown Park. Southern 17-10 over New Plymouth Old Boys.
Still live.
Hey?
No, just leave it.
I'm buying a first, mate, so I'm going to go and
Oh, yeah?
get water.
You go for it.
You want some?
Yeah.
Now,
No, I actually think we can call it.
Billy, do you want a beer or something?
Good, thanks, mate. I'll learn one afterwards.
Didn't have much room either, really.
The second half will be certainly interesting. You've got changes will probably be Dan and Wake coming on first 5. He'll be replaced by Alabaster.
Alabaster plays well, right?
Yeah, he's a tough player.
He's certainly proved his worth.
Sean Wade will come in a halfback.
Oh, but he's playing well yet, hasn't he? Jimmy seems to think that he's not playing the ball. He's kind of dangerous little player and funny. The Sharks are really good. So it might be good for a change up anyway.
Yeah. Sean isn't stripped yet, so Gee, I think we've had a day of 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah, we have. It's been cold, hot,
Yep.
sunny, wet. Real bloody warm. The referee's not too bad. It was that. It was a bad offside. It doesn't matter.
Then again, that's why you have touch judges, you know.
They should
pick up the knock-ons
of
and
course.
the forward passes and that sort of stuff.
And, even offside when it came up.
But in fairness, the old Southern first five, he's cut them to pieces.
He has.
Most of that first half.
Actually, he's had running the ball 4 times and 3 times he's got through.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 times. The other 2 times he got. There's 3 runs he had. He's just kept going too. He must be stronger than he looks. They seem to hit him. He doesn't fall over. There's a lot of points in this game, mate. There will be. Jesus, well done. The young boy Murphy, the way he did that bad kick, did well. Even the ball works. That was a strong run on the head. And it knocked it on. That had been gone. He got it up. But he did it.
I'd like to see him run it at the run a few gaps.
He did, yeah, but he's a bit young, you see. He didn't open them up. He had a chance to open up and win him.
Let's see what changes have been made at half time.
Come on, boys. Sean's not doing well. He's standing along.
All the best is going on. Coach is off.
Daniel's
Daniel's not going on yet.
See Vernon.
Oh, he's injured.
Yes, CJ.
Bruce, grab the mic.
Old boys, really good kick-off and put Southern under pressure, but they're getting out of it. Murphy's having his first run with the ball. Looked after it. Old young boy Smith's had a good run. We've got numbers here if we use them right. Good offloading by old boys there. Dean Stewart. Our new prop. Old boys right. Caleb's. Overlap here. Great try. Good try, old boys. Use the numbers, straighten the game. Young boy Murphy did well there. That was a great try. Everybody handled, took the hole, passed well. Just what old boys need to get going in the second half. After Southern shell shocked them at the start of the game for 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. Liam McBride to take the conversion. Sun's come out. It's a real autumn day. We've had 4 seasons: rain, cold, hot, everything. Has he got the wind, Billy, or not? No, it's sort of blown across. Yeah, it's a little bit of wind there for him. He's hit the ball fairly well, and it's over. That was a great kick by Liam McBride. Old boys looking back in the game. They look confident. Good kick off by Southern. Knock on by Old Boys.
Well, that's what the crowd were waiting for, Bruce.
Yeah,
good blindside play by.
Ash, what did you come back for?
Fantastic catch and pass down the left hand side, and
Well done. They all come onto the ball at the right time and hit the holes. Yeah, it's brilliant.
they do, and that's the sort of flowing rugby that people want to watch nowadays.
Especially if it's coming from Old Boys.
And a fantastic conversion from the sideline.
Yeah.
So Old Boys have got the start they wanted for the second half. Go to 14 all. Got a lot of experience on the bench today. Old Boys, they've got the two Wake boys sitting there ready to come back to rugby. Daniel, who's played a lot of footy.
Good scrum from Southern.
Yeah, great scrum. And the number 8 charges down the blind, feeds the half. It was a good tackle actually by the Old Boys.
I thought he should have passed him.
Yeah, the halfback had numbers, and they had the guys on the outside had a wee bit of momentum because they wrapped nicely. But it was a good tackle. Yeah, it was. I think it was the Old Boys. Number 5 got across there, but he didn't just tackle the guy. He actually won the ball back for Old Boys, and then the referee was happy to play advantage. But Jamal Weir came off the side of his boot, went out in the full, and the referee said, "Okay, no advantage to Old Boys. Let's go back for the scrum." So here we are, about 5 or 6 metres out from the 22.
See, Alabaster has replaced Boshi at the back. The scrum's under a bit of pressure.
Pressure, yeah, it really is. Yep.
But well
Yep.
done, mate.
It was well done. And
He had to have a go the first 12, 18. I didn't think it was on to pass, so I'm pleased he ran into the hole.
he did actually, yep.
Yeah.
And Mawson charges up the line. They're still behind. They've lost about 7 metres on the play, Old Boys, and then give it to Liam McBride. He uses the wind and said, right, let's go down to halfway.
That's a good kick. Mawson always picks up when we're in trouble, and he's always ready for a carry, which is good. So,
Yeah, he was probably a wee bit deep on that play. He was 6 or 7 metres back, but did well and looked after the ball. But Old Boys didn't, good line speed from Southern. They got up quickly, but Old Boys were always in control, and more importantly, their system looked good.
yeah. Good position in this line right here for us to have a look at.
Good play there. I love that number 8, mate. He goes back, he goes forward, takes the ball, runs over and says, right, now I'm ready for the carry, and they give it straight to him. And good out the back door, actually. Oh, a lovely hold by the 15. Yeah, no, it was actually. And, that's good play from Old Boys, though.
Jackson Carrigan.
And bad luck, it bounces out, but
It was a great tackle.
it was actually.
We needed one. We needed a good tackle there, Old Boys.
Yeah, probably we've been unlucky there, Old Boys. The number 8 Alabaster has come on 2 big plays so far. He came across and did a good covering tackle on the Southern 15 who was running through the hole, but then he had to go up the strip and was able to win the ball for Old Boys. And the referee said, hey, there was a knock on by Southern, then a knock on by Old Boys, so no advantage, and Brodie Lilly gets to feed the scrum just inside the half. And good outlet actually, and a high tackle from the flanker, and Carrington lets him know about it. He comes in and the referee's really got no option to come back because You'd have to say it was a bit of a milk penalty there by the number 14, Jackson Carrington. He ran hard into the hole, and the Southern number 7 started low but came up high. And then Carrington did amazing Hollywood. Ref, what about this? And then when he stood up, he had an injury to insult by then starting fighting the Southern 7. So the referee's calling him over now and just saying, hey, listen, mate, let's just...
It was a bad head-eye tackle.
No, it wasn't a bad head-eye tackle, but the frustrating thing was that everyone ran in, and of course the Old Boys had about a 5-man overlap.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. I was hoping the ball was going to come out. I reckon that was one of those the feet go out before the head gets hit. Old Boys looking more like him now.
Yeah, that was a great kick by Adam Smith. Just taking advantage of that wind, but punched it nicely just outside the...
Sean Waite's just come onto the field. Halfback.
Yeah, and Brodie Lilly, some warm applause for him, and he's really deserved it. He's worked hard in that first half. He's defended really well. I don't know what happened there, but there's no lift at all from Old Boys, and they didn't really need it at the end. Yeah, good out. Good carry actually by the big prop. And Old Boys are getting into their work a wee bit more in that second phase. Smith punches the ball down. The fullback probably knocked it back in fairness, Bruce, but he hasn't done anything with it. The touch judges said he was actually he was out, which is a bit bizarre really. So maybe, yeah, it was a bit bizarre really. But anyway, the Hara fullback made a bit of...
It was a bit exciting. Would have been quite exciting getting the ball out of there.
Well, there was a counter-attack available there for Old Boys, and the referee said, no, we'll just go with what the touch judges said. So Old Boys roll on to attack, and once again, it's just a throwing the line out. No lift at all, no real organisation, I suppose, but it hasn't affected Old Boys, and they give it to Mawson, and he once again charges into the 22, and it's a pick and go from the Old Boys forwards, and that's a good one as well. And then Big Dean Stewart picks up and has a launch. So it's kind of Old Boys are now getting into their work, and they're doing what they're bullying Hara a bit with exactly what Southern did to them in the first half.
Old Boys are trying to...
Yeah, that's just a great angled run back on the, and then out to Waite. He's flicks it out to the first 5. He flicks it out to the fullback, but he's slipped over. They're having to go backwards to come forwards, Old Boys, but they're doing pretty well here so far. Good control.
The ball, they could have been in trouble there. They looked after it well. Slightly offside there, I would have thought, but doesn't matter. We'll see.
And he fights well on the tackle, doesn't he, Jaden Ford? You know,
he plays flanker sometimes, doesn't he? He plays 6 sometimes. So, yeah, he's certainly looks after the ball well.
Yeah, good little break there from Sean Waite.
Yeah.
He apparently he's had about 4 weeks off for concussion, so if he was going to be affected, that would have been the play.
That would have been the one. Yeah. We have got an advantage for us for offside for Old Boys. Here's inside ball.
And he really does. Yeah, he really does, and it's a good angled run,
nice.
And good offload actually in the tackle, and flicks it out to Lofty, who says, "Hey, I'll clean up this."
He's playing really well, Lofty. He had a good game last week too, I thought.
Yeah, he's a good runner, and he's able to stay wide, and it gives Old Boys an attacking option on that wider flank, and he does it really well. So yeah, nice ball.
That was a great ball. Good ball by Old Boys. I didn't see that coming. Did you,
No, not at all. It was like they'd punched left a couple of times, Old Boys, and they had a big backline lined out, but that's the experience with young Sean Waite. He kind of just set it up nicely. He knew that the Hara defenders were tired at the edge of the ruck, and then dummied right and just popped a lovely little inside ball, and Number 11, young Jamal Ware, he skipped through the hole and
He did.
under the post.
Exactly where he got caught the first time. So he's made up for it. He runs nice lines though, doesn't he, Jamal? I always think coming into the back line in the inside break, and then he always runs.
Oh, absolutely,
He comes
yeah.
from deep and
Yeah.
hits it flat.
Yeah, yeah. And his sense of timing is outstanding.
Half-time scores here. Can you see that?
Absolutely. So we've got a series of halftime scores here. They've been texted in to our fantastic broadcaster, young Billy Preston. So Stratford Eltham 0 versus Tukopper 22. Inglewood 8 versus Clifton 17. Old Boys obviously now 21, Southern 17. And Spotswood and Coastal fighting out a 10-all draw at halftime.
So where's that game being played, Ash?
That will be at Yarrow Stadium. And good claim back by Southern, actually. A real dogfight there on the ball. It was a good high kick by the first five. He gave their forwards every chance to get under it. And it's catch and pass now, yeah, and good flick on. And the winger doesn't have a crack.
Plenty of cover there by Old Boys. They got across well, I thought. They definitely had.
Yeah, they did, yeah. It would have been interesting, though, if the Southern winger had just stayed down that right-hand flank. He cut back into that cover.
Got his arm out. I don't know what for.
And there's a turnover play. And the ball's back to Liam McBride. And he knocks a great clearing kick.
That is a great kick.
And that's a 45-metre kick right down to halfway.
The referee had his arm out then. Was he playing advantage or not? Yeah.
They're definitely playing advantage for the mistake from the Southern player. So Southern be disappointed with it. They haven't actually been in the Old Boys, the first time they've been in the Old Boys 22 this half. And a good flowing movement to get there. And then a little basic error, lose the ball in the tackle, and Old Boys are back on halfway. Against the throw, yep, and that looks like big Brent Tucker's come onto the game, and he just steps through their line out, and yep, yeah, nice snippy pass it was actually, yep. And weight wraps around. We've got numbers here forward to the fullback, and he looks a strong. Yeah, he looks a strong player. Yeah, it certainly does. Yeah, come on, you need to give it then the 15. Had two men unmarked outside him.
He's looked after the ball. Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, good play there by Old Boys actually, and great little kick. A nice play actually. That's good continuity.
Daniel Waits has come onto the field. Number 21, replacing Adam Smith. Is it Adam Smith? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Adam, yeah.
Who played?
Murphy's off and Adam Smith. Adam Smith moved back to fullback. And he has too. Murphy's gone onto the wing. Yep.
Yeah, that's Cullen Murphy. So he's now on the left wing. So Old Boys have rejigged the back line.
Yep.
And great to see Daniel Waite out playing rugby again. He's had quite a wee way off the.
Old Boys stolen another line out by competing.
Good charging run there by the number 7.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting how much pressure. Southern can handle.
Yeah. It was a shame then. We had a good setup and knocked the ball on, coming to get it. Yeah.
No, certainly did. But just good continuity play now by Old Boys. They've seemed to have shaken off a wee bit of that uncertainty or that hesitancy that was there in the first 20 minutes. And they're playing some pretty good open rugby now.
Interesting to see how scrum goes.
Yeah, been a couple of players changed out. They've still got plenty of experience, Southern. They've got a new halfback on. Yeah, no, it was a good tight scrum actually. Yep, given the first 5 quite a lot of space actually.
So pretty easy clearance for him, and he does well into the wind. He brings a play up close to the, still inside their own half, but just on halfway.
Hasn't done much wrong the first 5-8 for Southern, is he?
No. He definitely looks apart, but good to see big Brent Tucker back out there. He's certainly made a mark very quickly in the second half. He's won 2 line-outs off the Southern throw. They don't have a big line-out, Southern, and they have to work for the ball, but Old Boys will be pretty confident now with getting their tails up, and they seem to have plenty of possession.
Great pass.
Yeah, good charging run there from the winger Carrington, and sets it up well. And big carry comes in from the Old Boys loose forward. Yeah. Daniel Waite decides, hey, there's nothing on here, and welcome back to rugby, because he gets stripped, and Norman does a great job there of just slipping the ball to his winger, and looks like the fullback has chased through, and he's really hit Daniel Waite hard. He's knocked him backwards. He's done well controlling the ball, and if Old Boys had enough numbers, there would be a big opportunity down the...
Off Old Boys?
Yeah. And Carrington tries an overhead pass. There's not much on here for Southern, and Waite looks like he's got it relatively well covered. Yeah, Dale, great support play there from Old Boys, and Lauderdale Smith covers the ground. He has a good bit of a charging run, just gives him time to get settled. Oh, and another charge down, and the referee says, sorry mate, you're offside.
I was a bit nervy there.
So Old Boys with a pretty soft penalty, really. Southern player just jumping him offside at the ruck unnecessarily. And well taken by that's hard luck actually. And the ref, the number 11's not happy, but man, that was precision. He exactly had his toes. The touch judge is saying influenced by, no doubt, by Old Boys bench and supporters in front of him.
We've got a better view than that.
They say, hey mate, his tippy toe was out. Yeah, good take there by number 7, and the Bulls move back, and the Bulls slowly move forward, and what they're trying to do is, he's got to pass and give it. Can he run him in? Oh, Carrington probably had to come off his wing. No, the pass wasn't on.
Off his feet. Ref,
Yeah.
Let it go. Yeah, I thought they were off their feet then, but...
Yeah, good carry actually, but number
you never know what
17.
they're going to do at the breakdown, though, do you?
Yeah, Willie Roy says, hey, there's nothing on this way, so let's drift back over to the right-hand side. And they've got numbers.
Liam's taken really good options, because, I mean, everybody would be hoping he'd pass the ball out there, but I thought it wasn't on, really.
No, it wasn't on.
Yeah,
He
so
need
he's
to,
looked after
yeah,
the ball, yeah.
he really has. He's ghosted back down this right-hand side. And Old Boy's just building pressure at the moment.
Good little run by Sean Waite, the halfback. He'd be getting his confidence back, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, he's taken a couple of big collisions, and he loves that contact, and he's good at it. So that's why he chooses to punch down that side. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but...
Yeah, let it go. I thought that was offside then when the guy come in and put his hands in the back of our ruck. Here it comes, here it comes.
Yeah. Nice pass.
Oh, good.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, they actually, that was a set-up move there. They swapped inside. Yeah, they must have called it. They must have had a move there. Great move. Good try.
Yeah, it was a very well taken try, and you'd tell that's probably the back move,
Yeah.
the backyard move from the Waits.
Yeah,
Practiced
it
all
was.
those years ago.
I think they knew exactly what they were doing anyway.
Yeah, they punched up. They went down that left-hand side 3 or 4 times, and Daniel Waite came ghosting back down right across the back of the ruck, down the blind side, and had enough speed to draw the 2 defenders, and a lovely pass to Jackson Carrington, who skips in for his try.
Yeah.
And well done, Old Boys.
They've definitely they definitely did well to get out of to turn defence onto attack, didn't they? By looking after the ball down the area of the field and getting back up there again.
Yeah, absolutely, and just shows you the influence of those unforced penalties, because it was the Hara guy that jumped offside and gave Old Boys the free kick, and the winger claimed that he kept it in, and the linesman said no, it was out. And
brilliant kick off.
here's Liam McBride, and he signals to the crowd to say, hey, listen, you can take the mickey out of me, mate, but there you go, 2 more points.
I thought he missed it, but the win well. I thought he missed it actually. He used to win well.
Oh, he did exceptionally well, yeah. So, Old Boys, 4 converted tries now, jump out to 28 points. And Southern, after that really strong start in that first half, stay at 17.
Tricky kick off from Southern, but no joy. We've got the ball, well taken by Liam McBride. Oh, referee got smacked with the ball.
Yeah, Sean Wade had a look and said, right, you're in yellow, mate, I'll pass to you. But the frustrating thing, though, Bruce, is that, the kicker gets no reward. I mean, that was tremendous skill. 25-metre kick, a flat kick, right across, and where was the Southern player? He just wasn't onto it. And Old Boys were able to scramble, recover, and now they've got the put-in. So, good innovative play by Southern, but if you're going to do it...
Yeah, it's not rewarded, is it?
There's plenty of energy being generated in those packs, but still haven't sort of got over the front rows all clearing their sprigs of dirt. They're saying, hey, it's pretty slippery out there. But what it's really about is if you look how low those players are getting, and obviously nowadays the teams want the advantage by having the dominant hit, so they're coming in quite hard. And there's plenty of pressure generated there. Well done, Southern. That's a good nudge, actually. Cut off any opportunity, and Old Boys have got to dip down that blind side. Lovely spiral kick there. It's probably going to roll on, maybe go dead. No, the ball bounces up, and the fullback's forced to play it. So probably got a wee bit lucky there, Old Boys, but it was good. It was good play.
Murphy did well there because he was really. The only thing that could have happened is he would have got pushed out. So he kept the ball in and put a bit of pressure on.
Yeah.
He's done all right for his first game, I reckon. Yeah.
Oh, he's having a great game. Yep. Probably encourage him to go and have a look at some clips of a guy like Craig Green, though, Bruce.
Yeah.
Who just had that lovely left foot grubber, and didn't have to hoik the ball downtown. Oh, great charge down and recovery by Southern, and that's fantastic play by the big lock. Good clean out by the.
I was looking for the ball to
And the Southern first 5 shows how it is done, but he's gone a wee bit deep. So Old Boys forced the ball and come back to the 22. So, yeah, that was good play, actually. Daniel Waite spotted a gap behind the Southern backline. And the big lock, not only did he get the charge down, but he got the recovery. And Southern did pretty well to retain the ball.
I thought the first 5 made a bad mistake there kicking the ball. I reckon he should have run. He's running well. He had some numbers getting to him.
Absolutely. And
this guy here is a 7th player. From the ball like that with one hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good play. They found a bit of space now.
Nice
good pop down.
Perfect.
Yeah, wasn't able to got in the passing lane, and the Southern player wasn't able to put it over the top to their winger, and he would have been down the sideline. And Old Boys have decided they're going to really punch this bottom left, right-hand corner. And Auburn comes in hard.
And gets back hard too.
He does actually.
Got tackled well.
Yeah. Yeah, nice run.
That was a nice one. Yeah, he's 7th player, that guy. What's his name? Is that one of the brothers, is it?
He certainly made an impact. Oh, and the little fullbacks racing through, showing speedy. Great inside ball. And that's straight into the post. And there's Southern, man, if they just flicked a switch in the last minute. And great offloads, and Old Boys just ran out of numbers. Big charging run. They've had a couple of subs come on. I think those guys have been a bit frustrated in that first half. And they've said, hey, let's run the ball. Number 19, he's made a real impact. And that's Trent Pickering, and well done. He had 2 big carries, one from a long kick and then the other from very clever play from the inside player who put him in the gap.
Sevens rugby there already.
I'd say there's definitely sevens rugby there, yeah, and he showed a good turn of pace.
Yeah.
And that's a good nudge. So that closes things up completely. Southern race to 24 and Old Boys still on 28, so it becomes a 4-point game. And about 22 minutes of the second half gone. That's a great kick by Daniel Waite, plenty of height, but Southern taken in, a good pop pass. And that time Southern get into him. Did he what? And he gave him a couple after the tackle. Probably doesn't need to get involved with that sort of play. Daniel Waite, he's a better player than that. But
he retrieved his own kick.
he did. And the referee saying, hey, the Hara guy had rights to the ball, and no clear release by the tackle player. And Southern earned themselves a defensive penalty. So I think there's still plenty of rugby in this game.
There is. They seem to have some lively runners in the backs, haven't they? They've got a couple of really good ones. The first 5'8" and that number 19 that came on. They can always crack a game open, you can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just a wee bit of, if anything, it's painted up aggression coming out of Southern at the moment, because they haven't actually had a lot of ball, particularly the last sort of 15 minutes of that first half and the 10 minutes of the second half. So they're saying, hey, if the ball we are going to get, let's try and do something positive with it. And they're running some really good lines in their support play. So the referee had the time off then, not sure why, but there was plenty of yelling from the forwards. So Southern are going to short line outs. Nice pass and good pass. Cut out pass there. Yeah, and Flanker did well there, drawing the 2 defenders and putting his support player in. And Old Boys got massive numbers here. Yeah, great pass. And Jackson down the sideline, he just has to, he swings it into Mawson. This game's opened up completely. Good clean out. Yeah, nice carry. Came Jaden Ford. A one good clean out there by Daniel Waite. He doesn't muck around with the hits. And his brother's saying, hey, we'll punch back this way. Bit of a high shot there from Southern, but the referee says play on. Yeah, good ball. Couldn't free up his arms. He had Lofty flying into a gap there. They've still got good numbers. Once again, a bit of a pity. I mean, I know the halfbacks love to do that nowadays, and I know that Aaron Smith's probably the guy that's mastered it around the world. But the facts are, Old Boys had 6 players on that left-hand side, and Southern only had 3.
Yeah. I actually thought he'd hit the referee again. I was watching the lines over there and they were all running up. I was just going to see how much of an overlap we had. I was expecting it to come here. So this will put us 7 points in front, Old Boys. Will it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, he's had his kicking boots on today, Liam McBride.
Yeah.
He's had a wee bit of wee bit of roasting from all the supporters from Southern who've travelled to Vogeltown Park today.
I missed it.
And Bruce, you've jinxed him.
Jeez. Did he miss it? Did he miss that?
Yeah, made good contact, but just snuck it down the right hand side. So still a 4-point game.
It was hard to tell from here. I thought it was over. Did you? No. I'm one-eyed. I'm definitely one-eyed.
So they finally found a ball, and
Just got to do something tricky with the ball, I bet you.
yeah, dead right. Yeah, nice little chip over the top, and he found some space too. And nice step actually, good, well collected by the old boys wing now. And old boys have got a big line out of players actually. They've come charging through on the halfback, and
Oh, there's some few holes there.
yeah, it's tough defence, like a swinging tackle, but Mawson has a look and says no, there's no tip plays on, so let's just charge up. And old boys definitely going slightly wider now. They've tried that close to the ruck punch up thing. They know they've got a bit of a space advantage. They've got a few more ball runners. Once again, they've got big numbers out this way. They've got so many mismatches. Just got to get clean ball, quick ball. Yeah, nice. Straight through. Inside ball, and he just runs it hard at the defence. Wait, he does really, really well. And Jackson Carrington did a fantastic job of retaining the ball, recycling the ball. And the old boys number 8 in good position. And now they...
Old boys asking them questions here.
Yeah, are they what? They decide no, we'll go punch it up around the tight, bring the defenders back in.
I thought it was on to go to the short side earlier there, but that's what happened.
Yeah, good control play by old boys here. They're really just building pressure, just edging their way down the paddock. They're about 5 or 6 metres out, and that's a good charging run. And Southern have got guys on the ground, so they're shorter numbers. And there'll be a hard side to defend against old boys at the moment because they've got skills on the outside. And once again, good carry by Mawson actually. They've got numbers. They've got an overlap if they want it. And Waite decides no, let's just charge at the gap. He's still a wee bit short. And big Brent Tucker picks the ball up and has a go down the right hand side. And they've set up a nice pod actually.
Numbers on. Yes, right.
Yeah, well done.
Sean Waite going perfect pass.
Yeah, it was. It was, and that's a good way to describe it. The perfect pass because it put him straight into the hole. But it was really
was man on man there. He took it on the hole. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but quite clever play actually because old boys set themselves up a pod on the right hand side of that last ruck, and they had looked like a scrum formation, so it looked like they're going to do the driving wedge. And then Waite said no, we'll go for the simple play, and that's down the left hand side. And one thing these guys do, they do run hard at a gap.
He's missed an easy kick, and he's kicked one from the sidelines. I hope this is going to be over too from the sidelines.
Yeah, he's a pretty reliable goal kicker. So he's kicking. He'll be trying to kick across the face of the goal and let the wind do the rest. And wait and see this conversion. See if Lee McBride's successful, and then we'll update the score. What a great nudge! What a great wedge! No, and was able to. And we just pushed it across the face of the goal, and a wee bit of drizzle comes back in. So old boys jump out to a 33-24 lead, and gives them a wee bit of breathing space with about 6 or 7 minutes to go.
Southern haven't thrown the towel in, though, have they? Every time.
Oh no, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, they got a good lead early in the game, Southern, and once again that's a great kick. That's a tremendous kick, right on the 10, gets a player underneath it. Jaden Ford does well knocking it back. Adam Smith says, hey listen, I'll have a bit of a run, and he does pretty well. Yeah. And great pass. Daniel Waite knocks it downfield. The winger comes across, yeah, nice pass and connect.
A bit of tackling here, the boys.
Yeah.
They've always looked like they want to run.
So Southern do well to retain possession there actually. It was a double tackle from the Old Boys defenders.
Good tackle by Lofty, around the legs.
Yeah, it was completely around the legs, yeah. And he's probably been one of their better players today, the Southern hooker. He's just a tough guy. Nice play there by Mawson. Halfback wasn't able to.
He had it.
Southern retained the ball, flick it out to their loose forward, and he's around the back.
That's the sevens, man.
And that was just clever play. Yeah. And the boy Pickering, he headed around the back to the hooker and to Todd Curtis, and he went around the back to try and feed his prop. And the ball went forward, but the referee said, "Hey, Old Boys are well offside at that last ruck. So Southern, you take the penalty," and they move play up to midway, 22 and a half way. Yeah, it's looking a lot better from Southern actually. Well taken by their number 6, and that's a great drive. Yep, the big hooker's got it at the back of the maul, and he'll just try and drive things now. Back to the halfback and the winger. Oh, good double tackle there actually. And Sean Waite showing his aggression at the tackle. And there were the players. A bit of loose play there. The screams of protest from both sides because they're saying to the referee, "Hey, listen, the guy's playing the ball on the ground." Yeah, good clean out actually from Southern. And the big forwards who want to rumble it up. But Old Boys equal to the task at the moment. Their defence is quite good. And the ball skills out the side. But the referee's going to call a penalty, because it doesn't look like Old Boys are releasing, and Southern's halfback saying, "Hey, come on, stop mucking around. Let's get on and play some football." Sean Waite hits the winger really, really hard. Stops the play completely. Yeah, good offload actually. And here's the big number 8, and he does an offload as well. He's kicked through. Oh, missed by McBride, but picked up by. There's about 3 kicks in a row there, all off the knee, but it didn't matter because Old Boys were able to scramble, take the ball out to their own 10-yard line. Hara got the ball back now. Southern got the ball back, and their forwards are really, really working hard. They've picked up the pace of the game. Little halfbacks running everything. Great charging run by the winger. He gets cleaned up. And Old Boys kick it through. They're coming up for big hits, but nobody's really sticking at the moment. It's like a game of ping ball.
Just about run the ball about 3 times, but haven't. They've got numbers out here. I don't think.
Yeah, good pass. Out to the hooker. Here's a good charging run. Good defence, yeah, great defence actually by Carrington. Ripped down by the replacement player from Southern, and they're definitely just feeding those forwards at the moment. And good carry by the hooker.
What's that bloody first for, mate, boys?
Yeah, he's kind of dropped out of the player, but he's standing deep in the pocket. Yeah, nice play there, but Old Boys been able to secure it, and the flanker does the right thing. He says, "Hey, let's just settle this down," and the ball comes back to Daniel Waite, and he sticks it downtown. And here's our number 10 again. Landers. Here's on one, here's on two. Stays in touch, which is great. He's in a lot of pain. And I don't know why. There's going to be some yellow cards here, I think. Daniel Waite came in late and hard. The Southern player was already on the ground. It was probably a bit late in the game for this carry on. They probably need to do that in the first 6 or 7 minutes, old boys.
Handbags. They look ferocious. Nobody's dying though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's going to be a yellow card, yeah, because it's going to be Daniel Waite, mate, because he came in over the top, completely took out the Southern player unnecessarily. So there's about 4 minutes to go, and Old Boys are going to be down to 14 players. So Southern will be trying to get back on attack. They want to ping this right into the corner. And it doesn't do a great job. And Sean Waite hammers it down. And Southern says, hey, let's just move the ball across the paddock. And they do that pretty well. 15s look really lively today.
Well tackled by Thomas.
Was actually in the right.
Come on, ref. Jesus. That was an obvious one, sorry.
And the excitement that the players were feeling before as it made its way up to the commentary box.
Well, he was
For
definitely on
all those rugby supporters around New Zealand watching the game today, there is a guy with only one lens and his glasses up here.
Definitely.
Right, another substitution for Old Boys. They changed to their front row, and number 16, James Wilson, runs out with about 4 minutes to go, and he's a hooker actually, and he's going to replace Caleb Mawson. Yeah, he has had a good strong game today actually, yeah, and it's been a tough game for them because, I mean, you know, it's been hard minutes up front. And Wilson's straight into the game. He takes a tip off his lock, does well recovering the ball, and he gives it to the Old Boys loose eyes, and they punch up nicely actually, yeah.
Good player, Michael Loft.
Yeah, he's had a tighter game actually, yeah, strong game. He's played some pretty big minutes actually.
I reckon he always plays better when he's flanker. But I mean, they have to play, you know, they've just got to, because he has to play number 8. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Player.
good dummy play there by the halfback.
Oh, that's it.
Sean Waite, and the referee says, hey, the guy might have been offside, but there's no point penalising it because it's the end of the game.
I was wondering what he was doing. Kicking the ball out like that. Oh, well.
So that's just about a wrap here at Bogletown Park. The CMK Premier Division game today between Old Boys and Southern, and quite an entertaining game. A lot of errors, but a lot of also willing effort, and well done to both teams. 33-24 to Old Boys, and Old Boys will take that win.
Sorry, mate.
Well done.
I've never I can't help it.